once again, I am Catherine Dickinson, aka the Glow Coach, but I'm super excited to have our amazing leader. He's from the Bronx, New York. He is a former U.S. paratrooper. He is an amazing coach, down to earth, not a former. He is a seven multi-figure income earner in this business, in this industry. He knows his stuff. He is humble and very humorous. Super excited to be under the leadership of Mr. Jason L. Scott I, aka the millionaire, Mr. Jason L. Scott. Are you here? I can't hear you, can't hear you. Just a
Yes,
mic.
I'm absolutely line. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Welcome to each and every one of you guys who logged on to our Saturday morning new member orientation. And Coach Catherine, I appreciate you, young lady, for just being a consummate business professional. The first thing you did this morning was like, who's bringing you on? Who's hosting? I want to host. I'm like, great. And I say that, guys, because that's what leadership is all about, is making sure that you check in to see what's available, where you can participate, how you can bring energy to the organization and team and to the group. And what's important by this call, guys, is that we're at the very beginning of launching an amazing project together. Those of you who have not been in this space before, you guys are now being introduced into a brand new leadership space. Anytime you have a chance to be a part of something amazing, you have a chance that you can reinvent yourself. That means even if you have not done a thing before, Lala, even if you have not been in a certain position before, Rebecca or Patricia, you can absolutely do it now. You can stand up and be the type of leader that you've always dreamed possible, that you've always wanted to follow, that you always wanted to be a part of. This gives you the opportunity that you can reinvent yourself. And now that many people have gotten themselves started with this organization, I always understand this. Most people have never been entrepreneurs, right? So this is important that you understand there's always a psychology behind this. And because most people have never been an entrepreneur, they have thought about it. They may have dabbled in some things, but entrepreneurship is about running certain systems. Just like when you work for your boss, you go to work for your boss, you work in your boss's business, and your boss puts you into a system in a rhythm so that he can see the results that he needs to see for his bottom line from his business. But when it comes to being an entrepreneur, we like to think that being an entrepreneur means that I can do what I want, I can stop when I want, I don't have to show up when I don't want. All these things that we like to put in our mindset, I can do what I'm gonna do when I'm gonna do it. I hear you, and of course, that's the ultimate goal. But when you're launching a business, that's not where you are at that moment in time. You're not in a space that you can just sit back, you can relax, you can just do nothing. You're not in a space yet where you can just chill and see what shows up. You're not in that space yet until you start to build out a business, a residual income, or a business that's producing income on a weekly basis that you're still making money, even if you're not there. That's the reason why, guys, I want to make sure you know that this call is designed to be a call for brand new people. And when you have brand new people in your organization and team, this is the one time every week. For one, you get on a call because you're training. Two, you get a chance to get trained because different leaders will give the same information based off of their own experiences and how they like to share. But the same four steps are going to be the same.
Take this
Right?
off the back,
Right?
right?
And then on top of that, guys, let me make sure that mute this. On top of that, you guys understand you're brand new people. They have a chance to be introduced to the organization, to the team, but see the systems that's available. So I want to just go ahead and start off, guys, by telling you, welcome to the team. More importantly, welcome to the family. And there's something you got to understand, that this whole TLC Leadership Academy that we have is an energy, and it's a global organizational energy of professionals that's dedicated to the health and financial empowerment of families around the world through education and entrepreneurship. Now, two ways I want you to listen to this. One, you listen and you're taking notes, right? Two, you listen, taking notes with the intention of teaching. Take notes with it, write that down, and teach your people to take notes with the intention on teaching. Reason why I say that, because whenever we're teaching a thing, we take a different set of notes. When you're just listening and watching, you're kind of in there, you're looking at other things in and out sometimes. kind of sort of paying attention, maybe on your phone, maybe looking around. But if someone tells you, listen, I'm going to give you 5 steps or 10 keys, for every key that you give me the information correctly back that I give to you, if you follow exactly as I give it to you and you give me exactly what I said, I'm going to give you $1,000 for every one that you get correct. And I'm gonna give you up to 100, so you can make $100,000. All right. So let's say if I give you 100 and you can make $100,000 and you can do that in the course of the next 30 minutes to an hour because you listen in, you're going to listen intently. You're going to listen with a different set of notes. If I say you got to listen and teach me what you heard, you're going to be paying attention differently. This call is the same way because you're going to hear information that has literally helped myself. I've been able to earn multiple 7 figures in this industry of home-based business and network marketing, utilizing the same systems and strategies. I got many people on this call who have had results and success. I have people who is international, like Flora's been one of my international leaders in France, speaks French, she's bilingual, but been able to build a huge organization throughout France and other parts of the French speaking nation across the world. And she was able to earn close to $500,000 of income working alongside myself, following the same basic steps, strategies, and techniques. So we got people who, whether you earn $100 or up to $50 million in this company, the opportunity remains the same for each of us, guys. That if you understand, there's 4 steps to building momentum. Write this down. Momentum is the hardest thing to build, but the easiest thing to lose. It's the hardest thing to build and to get, but the easiest thing to lose. It may take you a while to get things going. All right. It may take you because you gotta move things around, strategize, change your life around, put things in place, put things to the side. There's so much you got to do to build momentum. But then once things start to go, you start to feel good, but you can easily lose it by missing a step. You can easily lose it by getting out of step. I watch people who've been able to, that's why you see people, they've been able to get to millions of dollars and then they lose it all, hundreds of $1,000s, and they lose it all. And a lot of times when they lose it, they can't get it back because they lost momentum. And with losing momentum, something happens internally to the person, to the psyche. And a lot of times we lose ourselves. But to get yourself off to a great start and get the momentum going, these are 4 basic things that I want you to always do with yourself and every person that you get involved into the business. Right, because our business, the first 2 ways we get paid, write this down. I like to say R&R. It's not rest and relaxation, but it's retail and recruit. All right, and because we get paid those 2 ways, to retail and to recruit. And also, let me tell you guys this as well. While we're like, let's say like right now, let me stop the share for a second. When I stop the share, you guys can use bits, bytes, videos, pictures, things that you can use in your social media platform to show that you're connected to the right organization, show that you're connected to training. Always use these strategies as ways to get other people enrolled. Matter of fact, I was working with one of my leaders that's, I said, the international, and she posted one of the calls that we were doing, and I made a comment inside her thing, and people were like, I want to join too, because she told me, well, people watching. So since she said people watching, I said post the picture. I made a comment. People said I want to join you because they're watching to see if you're productive. They're watching to see if you're a part of something they want to be a part of. They're watching to see what you're doing, how you're training, not just wanting to see that you're just sipping on a bottle, sipping the NutriBurst, or you're sipping the tea. They want to see that how you're training, what you're doing, you're part of an energy. But I need you guys to know that you guys are the energy. Matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me get my own video. Let me get my own picture. Oh God, hold on a second. Let me get me some of this right here. I gotta get me some of this too. I just say y'all ain't the only one. You think you thought it was just you? Huh? You thought it was just you? Nah, it's us. I'm saying you and I, T-Y. It's us, and we do this thing together, guys. All right. So let's get back into the space now. Again, just even though I'll train everybody, right? I give everybody the same information. I help them understand this is what's going on. What's important about that is this steps that we utilize is like a playbook. All right. It's important that you understand this. Now, back in the days, I would use this playbook, and other groups and teams didn't know what the playbook was. I would get to an event and all the leaders would be stepping up, coming up the way we train people to be leaders and everybody stepping up. We would come to an event and they'd be like, man, your organization is incredible. But what are you guys doing? And I would tell people our playbook and how we do things behind the scenes gives us an edge and an advantage of what's going on. But as started going on, people can also see the play, can get online, find the same steps for certain things. But what's different about the fact that people can still get the same information and download the same information is how they're trained in the information, how the conversation goes in information. This is important for you to understand this. As I'm looking for people to help me lead this organization, each of the steps that I'm going to teach you guys, all right, is for you to know that each step in itself is training in itself. That means you can literally do a whole training on one step with one person for 20, 30 minutes. I'm not going to spend that much time on each of the steps, but I need you guys to get yourself in this space of leadership development. We got to come out from this week right here and start making a statement. This week, I need people making a statement. And just so you guys know, part of that statement is going to start today. Rebecca has a young lady named Erica who's doing her launch call today. It's 3 o'clock Eastern. Rebecca's in Mountain Time. She's from Nicaragua originally. She has people here, I guess, in the U.S., but also in her native country that she's going to be doing a launch call. Is for Jason Rodriguez is going to do the call. So if you have people in a Latin American marketplace, people who speak Spanish, people who be bilingual. I'm going to extend it to you guys. Well, you can support. The reason why I say that is because even though it's her launch call, I like to, and just so you guys know, when other people do launch calls, sometimes we may keep it private, but a lot of times we'll open it up after the person themselves gets everything going. You know that you can invite people onto the call as well. Because eventually I'll be launching people from your side. You may be having somebody from France or somebody in another country, and I'll let all of you guys know we're launching that person. And you may find people who from that country that you can get people onto the call. So just know that this week has to be a week of statements. This week has to be a week of getting new people enrolled into the business, getting new people showing up, requalifying and hitting levels and things and showing people that this team is moving along because people want to move with progress. If you see on social media, people joining different companies, different things, everybody's getting excited. That's me just talking to you guys who are brand new. Some of you guys are new. Most of you guys already been in. So I'm having a deeper level of conversation with you guys this Saturday morning when I would already been into the 4 steps. But because it's just really most of you who are already in, and it's not like brand new people. Some of you guys are new, but haven't really done much yet. But I got to get your mindset ready for this. This week we have to make a statement. This week we got to come out and show people that we're posting, we're growing, we're doing stuff, we're getting busy. Even myself, right here, like see, I ordered because I know that I'm getting busy myself. I ordered a bunch of so when I'm telling you stuff, it ain't me just saying to you. I got stuff that I ordered. I ordered myself. Of course, I got these right here. These are this right here. So you guys, those who don't know, we do have people on the team like Mr. Ladies Lopez. She actually do these. She do these right here. This is like the stickers for the bottles that you can actually do. Matter of fact, I was talking to one of the young ladies, Jacinda, yesterday. She called me because she wanted a coaching session. And of course, she works. She's one of the other people that she's a part of the, of course, TLC, not my personal organization and team, but I still work with everybody. And she saw me text her like, if you need some coaching, hit me up. So I talked to her for a little while. And she was telling me, she said, I said, tell me about your events. She said, well, I do these events all the time. And some of you guys do events, some of you guys don't really do events. She said, I do events. I said, how much you made your events? She said, I made $700. I said, now off the $700, I said, I'm going to show you how with you plus your team coming back together. Cause she said, because I have a team of retailers. I said, and I always ask people this question, how is your recruiting? And most people, this is what I get you to understand. Some people are good retailers. Some people are good recruiters. But we get paid to be both. And a lot of times when we're just recruiting and we're not retailing, we feel our retail game is not strong. But I always tell people you can sell one product, you can sell the business, you can sell a person to get into the business. Because let's say if I'm recruiting, when I'm recruiting, this is important for you to understand. When we're recruiting people, we're still selling products, but we're selling products at like bulk, wholesale. When somebody joins and they buy a product pack, you're getting paid for wholesale volume when they buying a package that they're getting. I don't know if you guys, most people don't understand that. So when I recruit people, I may not be doing one product at a time. because I'm talking to people and they're joining and they're buying multiple products. And because they're buying bags of products, when they get started, off of them purchasing bags of products, that's a wholesale commission that I may make. So if a person joins with a package that's $500, $600, and I make 250, 300, whatever it is because I'm in my mindset, I'm still selling the product, but I'm selling wholesale to another wholesaler. Am I making sense? I'm giving you a psychology that if you understand it, that means if you can do that, you can sell it to people in recruiting, you can sell it to one person. If you can get one person to buy a bunch, you get one person to buy one. You got me? If they can buy a bunch by starting with a product pack, one person can buy a bag of tea. Am I making sense? And when you understand that, it'll help you to say, you know what, I am a good recruiter and I'm a good retailer. All right. You may just have to find other strategies, ways of doing one-on-one commissions and one-on-one sale, but it is. But the reason why I say that is this: others are very good at just retailing one-on-one, and they may feel they're not good at recruiting, but it is because to get somebody to buy, you got to recruit them to buy a product. We used to call it selling, but you still got to recruit the person to buy a product from you. You got to talk a certain way, present a certain way, show up a certain way. You still got to get people in a space where they feel a trust from you. They want to try it. They want to purchase it. So you're still in your process of selling the person. You're recruiting the person. You're just selling them the product. But this is the key thing: if you could sell one person one product, one bottle, one bag, you can teach it. You can teach me what you do. Well, all I said was this. All I did was this. And you can teach me what you did. And if I do the same thing, I too can sell one. I too can sell two. What does that mean? If you can do it and you can teach it, that means you can recruit a person and teach them. I need to make sure you make that leap, because some of you guys are good at recruiting, at sales, and you may think that you're not good at recruiting. And this how I normally know, Rebecca, because I ask somebody, how's your business? They say, well, my retail is good. I said, how's your recruiting? Oh, well, and their energy shifts. They go, my recruiting is good, but how'd you retail? Oh, and they instantly get deflated internally. But I'm like, no, understand the psychology of it so you can know, because that's what makes me good at what I do, because I understand both dynamics of it. I can understand how it all works on both sides. And when you understand it, this week, if you've been selling one product, if you sold one, you know with confidence, you get somebody, you can teach them to sell one. If you sold five products, you confident you can tell somebody how to sell five because you did it. And if you can tell somebody how to, that means you can recruit the person and make sure that they know how to sell, which that's our business, retailing and recruiting. And because retail is the first way we get paid, if you have a person sell a product, write this down. I tell people this, I say confidence comes from accomplishments. Confidence comes from accomplishments. When a person has confidence from what they accomplish, they believe in themselves more. So if I help you sell one product, your confidence level goes up. If I help you recruit one person, your confidence level goes up. So our job is to help raise the person's value, self-value, raise your own self-value. So because we want that to happen, our job is to launch a person's in business. Now I'm going to the 4 steps. So now you know if you retail, you know how to teach a person to retail. You recruit a person, you know you can teach that person how to retail. I'm saying if you know how to help people succeed. And now when you get somebody into the business with you, what do? I want to make sure now I help them launch their business. Now, when you're launching your business, right? When you're building momentum, the very first thing is to love the products. Be a product of the product. Making sure that a person is on proper SmartShip, product replacement. SmartShip is just a smart way of having your product being replaced. That's all SmartShip means. They'll drop ship the product for you. You don't have to try to remember it off the top of your head. It's a smart way. Now, most people don't like doing things that way because most people, we're not planners and we kind of just like to see what happens and we like to keep money just in case. And because that's how people operate, that's what normally shows up in their life. Some emergency because they anticipating, let me do this just in case. So I'm not going to do that just in case. So then all of a sudden, I can't do it, Miss Scott, because this came up. Well, what you think about, you bring about what you ask for, you shall receive. And if you say to yourself, well, I'm gonna keep my gas money to the side so I can make sure I got gas to get back and forth to work, you're not gonna spend it. There ain't no just in case. You're gonna keep your gas money because if without the gas getting back and forth to work, you won't make no money. So no matter what comes up, you're not going to spend that money. So making sure that people understand smartship is a smart way of making sure that you stop living like with a check to check mentality, a week to week mentality. I find that when people, I've gone there, I've gone with the week to week mentality, I've gone with the day to day mentality. I understand that going week to week can make people a weakling. And I don't want people to be weaklings in this process. So, smartship is a smart way of setting us up on product replacement. I'm teaching this so you can teach it to somebody else. 120, smartship is 3 products. 120, each product that we have that's 40 points. If you like NutriBurst, that's 40 points. That's how you got to teach it to people. If they're getting the NRG, that's 40 points. That's 80. They're using the instant tea, that's 40 points. That's 40, 80, 120. So when most people say, I can't sell nothing I don't believe in. You hear people say, oh, I got to try the product first. I'm the type of person that I can't. Well, I said, well, try 3 products and then use 3 products for months because you can't just say you want to see the results in a course of one day, 1 month. Use it, set it on SmartShip so you can use the product several months so you know for a fact how it works because your body, some people's body reacts differently. Because it reacts differently, some people may see 5 pounds in 5 days, some people may see 5 pounds in 30 days that they see results. Some people, hair, skin, and nail may not see the results of the NutriBurst until after the second month. As start having more elasticity and skin getting vibrant and things like that. It may take 2 to 3 months before certain things happen, all right, long term. So if you're that person who say you can't sell anything you don't believe in, be a product of the product. Set yourself on SmartShip so that you don't run out, you stay ahead of it, and we set it and forget it. Make it a part of your lifestyle. Write that down. You set it and forget it, which means make it a part of your lifestyle. If you're looking to have a healthier alternative, healthier way of looking at things, living, the nutritional value you want to add on top of what's happening, we know that the true thing to lose weight is calorie deficit. People stop. We actually try to not consume as many calories, or we try to burn calories. A part of that, your nutrition and how you're looking at nutrition helps you in that process. So when people want to use these products, this as a way to have proper nutrients so the body can operate optimally. People cleansing their system so that because they say 70, 80, some people say 70, some people say 80% of your immune, like things that happen from your immune system starts in your gut. You have a healthier gut, healthier things start to happen for your body. So using the tea can help you in that process. If you're a person who likes to drink coffee and using this product when you're drinking coffee, this product gives you an opportunity. All right, and Rebecca, I'm going to make you a co-host as well because I saw somebody else came in. And all it is that when you guys see other people, let me do that for Trish as well. When you see other people, if some of you guys may be we all taking notes at different times, and somebody may be in the waiting room. So if you see somebody in the waiting room, just let them in. All right. All right. And that's also so you start building your team, you start developing leaders by incorporating them in the process. A good leader, people will follow. Write that down. Powerful leadership, people multiply. My job is to multiply leaders in other people. Your job is to multiply leadership in other people, not just get a bunch of followers. So I'm teaching you guys how to be proactive and lead alongside me. All right. So saying, let's get back to this product here, Delgada. Delgada is a slimming coffee. It can curb your appetite, a bunch of things. So I say that to say that when people come to you and they're talking about all the ways that they want to use the product, but well, let me coach you on things you need to understand about this and why. Because I believe that people are more prone to do what you ask them to do when they understand why to do it. Am I making sense? So I'm giving to you guys all these things so you understand that because smartship is really important. But let me help you guys understand something else, another dynamic to it. All right, let me see something here. Give me 1 second, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my whiteboard up real quick, because again, this is a private call. I got to get you guys ready so we can really understand this smart ship on another level. This is what's important, all right? And again, I was waiting until this moment. as we was waiting for, because again, I was partnered with the organization after the launch of, after everybody left from the last organization, partner with everybody here to get people in the right position so that now we can actually run. So I want to make sure that I give you guys, give me 1 second, hold 1 second. All right. So because SmartShip is attached to residual income, write that down. SmartShip is also attached to your residual income. Our business is a business of generating residual income. I don't want to just teach you the hype of everything. When you understand that this is a real business and how to operate your business and how to build a long-term sustainable business, you'll understand how and why over the years, no matter what was going on with the company, I was always able to sustain a business. All my leaders who worked with me for a long time, they know that I was building business all over the world. For one, I like to work with people international because international people, they don't have the same concerns as the people here in the US. They don't, when they see people doing stuff, they don't care about that stuff. They're not thinking about it unless they kind of tie it in as a leader and they maybe, but they speak another language, other stuff. They're not focused on that. And if you're working with them the way to get them results, they don't be bothered by that stuff as well. All right. So let me see here. I'm almost finished, guys. I didn't want to be walking around and stuff and turn around and my booty all in your face in the camera. So I want to make sure. So I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. I want to be turning around and stuff, booty all in your face. And then you're like funky. As my granddaughter say, funky. I'm saying funky. I'm saying stuff. So all right, I'm gonna cut it out. All right. So this is the deal, guys. Let me share with you guys this. All right. This is important. All right. Let me share this here. Now, everybody don't always teach the way I teach. I teach the way because I've learned. I everything for me is psychology. Right. And when you understand the psychology of things, right? And my very first mentor, he was very successful and he was a psychologist. Caucasian guy, older guy, really successful, but he was building teams everywhere. But he would always talk in such a way psychologically. He would always say this the psychology of stuff. So I understood very in the very beginning, it's psychological. We would say that this business is psychological. I write that down. Numerical and duplicatable. Psychological, numerical, duplicatable. I learned this 30 years ago. Psychological. That's why it says psychology first. Because it's how people look at themselves as entrepreneurs, how they look at themselves in the business, why we stay, why we quit. See, personal development raises your IQ level. That means your I quit level. All right. And because when a person thinks differently about a situation, they don't quit. Like back in the days, for instance, when my kids was coming up and I used to do these calls and they running around when I was young, and it wasn't even on video. We would just be on audio, right? I don't know if some guys don't know about that type of stuff. We didn't always have Zoom and videos for all you youngins. A lot of times we just have to do this over phone calls, all right? And when we be on a phone call, you don't see us, but we talking. We like to, yeah, because understanding guys that life is, and we doing all this conversation, but and so you can't see. But your kids come by, you like this. Understand this right here, because guys, and you be like fanning like, you doing all the stuff behind the scenes. Now you don't see that part. All you see is this, but behind the scenes, be like, you know what I'm saying? And we giving all this other stuff, all right? But as I was that way with my kids, as I got older, personal development through life experiences, how I see things. My grandkids coming, I'm like, hold on a second. I'm sorry, guy. Huh? No, that's okay. Or I'll be like, I'm talking about, hey, I'd let them know just to pass on by without me going, I'm on a call. You know what I'm saying? I've learned through personal development how to calm my energy, how not to get upset so fast. So that's exactly how to have that woosah, la la. And that's what happens when it comes to your business. When you have a level of woosah, when things show up, you like, because when you're an entrepreneur, you gotta figure it out. You can't just close the doors and be like, oh, I'm done. If something challenging happens, you gotta figure a way out. It's just what it is. But this is a great thing. Why I have so much respect for entrepreneurs, but I have a lot of respect for like moms and you guys been figuring. My mom, I don't know. We grew up in the projects. We have no money. We barely made. I don't know how she was taking care of us. I don't have clueless. We had government assistance, cheese, government cheese and powdered milk, all this crazy stuff back in the days. My mom, she wasn't just taking care of me. I used to bring all my friends over like we ballers. You know what I'm saying? She feed my friends, all my cousins coming over, family members coming over. My mother, she wouldn't complain. She feed everybody. How? She's very resilient. But a lot of moms are that way. You guys are resilient in a way in your life, maneuvering your kids, life situation challenges, relationship stuff, job stuff, doing all the stuff, and you're still here. And you could be sick doing all this other stuff. At the same time, you're sick, doing all this other stuff, sick. Guys get sick, man, we shut down everything. I can't do nothing. Everything, but moms can be sick, and you do so much. But I'm saying it to you so you can know that you have inside you everything you need already to succeed as an entrepreneur. You've been figuring things out. You've been putting things in place. You've been knowing how to be resilient and how to teach your kids how to look at life positive and saying we got to do stuff here with people. When you understand that you already have that built-in skill set, you can come here and you can build something different. You can build something big. Am I making sense? All right. So I want to say that to you guys because, as I said, as we launch this week, you guys got to really like just know that you can help people. You can help them through their situation, through their challenges. You can help people through their process. But this is what I get, now that you guys understand. Let me see if I can make this here. All right. Let me spotlight this here. Now, I told you we do smart ship for the person to be active. Write that down for them. Their smart ship keeps them active. They only need one product at 40 points to remain active. 80 points if you're at director or above, 120 points if you're at regional or above. But we teach people you don't set your smart ship on where you are, you set it on where you plan on going. Write that down. That means if you plan on going to regional director, and we know in the compensation plan, regional basically means that's like 10,000 in volume points. All right. 10,000 in volume points. If you got your calculator out, let me show you 10,000 in volume points times 17% is $1,700 a week that you can earn as a regional, bare minimum. Times 4 is $6,800 a month that you can earn. Who can use the extra $6,800 a month right now? Can you guys use that? Any of you guys can use the extra $6,800 right now a month? Yeah, yeah. You better act like you know. You better claim it. All right. Somebody like, yeah, no, no, no. Claim that. All right. Now the thing is this: when you go regional director, that's the bare minimum that you can make when you keep requalifying as regional director, right? And of course, that's the bare minimum. That means you can make between that as a regional all the way up to, let me help you guys understand. So you guys got, so 68 is the bare minimum. After regional is national. National is 10,000, is 20,000 in volume points. So let's say 19,999, all right? 19,000 times the same 17% that you would make. That means you can be making $33,000 a week. Like 33,999.8 or 30, that's almost like 34,000. So you can make between 1,700 up to $3,400 a week that you can earn as a regional director. Times 4, that's an extra $13,600 a month that you can earn as a regional, requalifying at the bare minimum. Just in that, not talking all the bonuses, not talking about team building, not talking about the check matches. That's just in the binary that you can make that. So I say that to say that when you're regional, you have to be at 120 in volume point. That's why I give you the psychology of it. You don't wait until you get there and say, when I get there, I'll do that, because you're not. It's going to be challenging to get there. You got to do it with the anticipation that that's where you're going to go at. I'm going to be a regional director. I'm going to get to the point to where I can make this. So your smart ship is knowing you're going to be a product of product. You loving all the products. You're using 3 at a time so you can sell 3 at a time. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you active. It keeps you in business. You can write a lot of these products off on taxes, which I do every year. Products that I buy, I put some of that stuff as marketing dollars, a bunch of stuff that I sell. I put all that stuff, samples that I give away. I write a lot of that stuff off. I write off a lot of product that I get and sell. A lot of stuff goes to marketing, a bunch of stuff. I write it off. So when you're getting this stuff, you have ways of how you can write this stuff off. But the bottom line is, guys, that the smart ship starts to add up residually in network marketing. every company talks about residual income. This is me teaching you so you understand. The residual income is why we do network marketing, not just for the sales. You can sell cars for sales. You do residual so that you can make money through multi levels of people you're teaching and training, and everybody starts making money together. Now we make money two ways, right? Write this down: internal consumption and external consumption. I'm gonna teach you stuff that people just don't. I promise you, they don't teach it the same way. But I've learned it from coaches and mentors. I don't just make the stuff up. Internal consumption is us, reps, purchasing product. External consumption are customers. People who are not reps, but they buying as customers. Internal consumption is how most people in network, most companies, they survive, of course, from internal consumption and from the reps who are buying products. But now with TLC and a company like TLC, since TLC, more people sell a lot of products. Back in the days, most people just would recruit a bunch of people and then people are buying a bunch of products and that's how they made money. But we started teaching people in TLC how to sell a lot of products. Since that time, people have been going to different companies, selling products in all the companies. When back in the days, they used to just sell what we would call the flagship product. Whichever was the main product, that'd be the main one that people normally may sell. But people wasn't selling all products from their stuff. We sell all products because of how it works. So let's talk about internal consumption. That's why I want to get to this. The internal consumption, when it comes to the residuals, the third way we get paid is in the binary, right? And I need you guys understanding this. We're gonna go deeper into this, but since we're on this training call and it's just us, not no other brand, even though we're all brand new, I'm going to give you guys this as a training module today. Inside this, we're looking to teach two to get two, so on and so forth, right? Eventually, you got people in your organization as they start to build who are getting this product, who's getting this right here, right? Who's getting their smart ships. So when you first get started, it's you at 120, and then you have somebody on your left at 120, somebody on your right at 120, if they're on smart ship. Now, as we all are consuming it and making it a part of our lifestyle, so we're not concerned about, well, I got to pay this much. No, if it's a part of your lifestyle, because people spend more money on Starbucks every month than they do in smart ship. Because they'll be spending $7, $8, $12, $16 a day. $17 a day. You know what I'm saying? So people spending more money on that. So it ain't these products. No, you lying. It ain't too much. You spend more money on a bunch of other food every day, fast food, a bunch of stuff. They can easily cook and save money. They'll spend more money every day out than what it costs us per day for what we use for the nutritional value and the health value. But what's important is this: the reason why we're going to launch this thing and stay understanding this from day one. You got to do it with a goal in mind, knowing that when you're adding people to the team, them loving the products, promoting the product, using the products is going to help in the residual. That's the walk away money. That's the money that comes in when you stop working. You're on the beach of the world. You're traveling. You've been building for several years. Now your people are buying the products. Residually of just this. This is just one of the ways. Yes, they'll have customers, and some customers will add to this stuff, but we're talking about just having the reps, right? So let's say it was just you. That's this one side. We know director is 1,000 in volume on the left, 1,000 in volume on the right, from two teams, a team on the left, Rebecca, and a team on the right. 1,000 in volume points. So if you say to yourself, how can I requalify? Once I get that director, how can I personally requalify? You know that you do 1,000 in volume. Get your calculators out if you have it, because I like to always tell people, get the calculator. I can show it, but it's best when you always look at it, and it's best when you tell somebody, get their calculator so they can see it. All right? 1,000 divided by 120 is 8.3, right? So when we're doing these launch calls that I be talking about, doing a launch calls to help people come to the business, it's knowing that in the first month they're going to be buying products, but by month 2 and 3 and so on and so forth, them using the products while they're building the business will generate residual income, long-term residuals. So the second month, you can requalify based on how many people you got in your team. The third month, you can requalify every month based on how many people you got in your team. So if you got 8 people in your team, that means you got somebody, you help that person get 2 people. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they just did one more person, that's 8. So you help this person, you do a launch call for that person, help them get binary, person left, person right. Even though they're starting their team, that's still a part of your team. So now you got the person you sponsored. You did a launch call to help them get their person. Now you get a 120, 120. So now the residuals is 120. It's three of you guys. Let's say it could be, let's say by next month, it's just 3 people. And again, some of you guys can do it without doing it, but I always say get your calculator out. So 120 times 3 people, right? 120. And always just trust to tell people get the calculator because you may think they know it, but quickly some people just don't. 360. So it's three. It may be 360 the first month if you only got this many people reordering Smart Ship. But by the time you, or it could be the first month you did this, or let's say we took the first month they only did this as they build momentum. Now we actually have by the second month we didn't help these people get theirs. You did this one with first month. You can easily help 2 people do the same thing. Now they did 120, 120, 120, 120, 120. You got 8 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people doing this right here. On one side, you can requalify every month for director. Not you can hit it one time. Most people, the company gives you this, keep this in mind. The company gives you 4 weeks, Patricia, to stabilize your, or 5 weeks to stabilize your business. It means when you first hit a rank, they'll keep paying you at that rank level. Reason why they pay at the rank level because they're giving you an opportunity for you to get yourself into a space to where you can do what I'm teaching you right now. Work, build teams, get residuals. So by the time your people are reordering, by the time the 5th month, but by the end of the 5th week, if you're doing this the first week, second week, third week, 4th week, by the time you get to the 5th week, and now everybody, we write this down. We run Smart Ship on the 10th of every month. Write that down, the 10th. And the reason why we do the 10th of every month is because one, a lot of times during the first of the month, when people, well, first of all, when people get their paycheck, they're trying to pay their bills, things like that, right? So it's 2 things that we do. We normally try to close out every month, knowing that the end of the month is coming, end of the week, all these things I like to teach all the time. Whatever people do at the end of the month, all right, if they close out restaurant at the end of the month, within a couple of weeks, you get a paycheck. Normally by the 10th or the 12th, 13th, you get a paycheck coming in. If you, because we get paid every 2 weeks, right? From the work you did today, you don't see the work by whatever ends on Thursday, the end of the work week, within 2 weeks, you see that paycheck from that. So if a person actually closes their month out, within 2 weeks, they'll let the business, I want the business to pay for the business, not your job money, not your bill money. I'm working with people to teach people to let your business pay for the business. So I want you to be able to work closing out, getting volume, buying products, putting stuff back, so that when you got paychecks coming in, and I'm gonna teach you guys in your back office, write this down, to set your volume, like in your back office under your settings, it says points, set your points so money comes out every paycheck. Versus you getting your paycheck and spending it all, set it to points. And again, the thing about points is this: you can set all of it to points, you can set a portion of it to points. And I always tell people I normally like to set a portion, even if it's 10%, 20%, or if it's a dollar amount. That means whatever you make, let a portion go to points. The reason why, because if you have enough points at the end of 30 days that came in, instead of you trying to find money from your paycheck, when the Smart Ship runs, it'll take whatever you got in points, then the rest may come up your card, or if you got it all in points, it just come off of points. And that's basically the money that you've been putting to the side every week. Am I making sense? So I'm talking to you guys today because I want to get you guys, we'll talk more about it. but some of you guys been in this business long enough to have this conversation. Somebody brand new may not. Rebecca, you've been in for a while. You may not have had this level of conversation, but you'll catch up and you'll understand it because you get introduced to it, and we'll go over it again and again. Coach Lala, you've been in for a while, but may not have had this level of conversation. My people I've been working with have had this conversation, but now we got to get back in alignment with this conversation because I want you guys to build a long-term sustainable business, residual income business, not just the hype of it. Past the hype, when things fall apart, most people don't know how they got the money the first time, which is why they can't redo it. How I've been able to do it over and over and over again, because I know I see all this. I can see it's part of systems. I see it in my head already. So because I see it, I know what I'm working for when I'm structuring things out. So I'm gonna teach you guys that when you get to 10,000 a month, how to keep 10,000 a month. You got me? Nobody want to do 10,000 one time. You know what I'm saying? That's like hitting a lottery, and after that, you be like, oh my God, I wish I had that again. No, I'm gonna show you how to get it and keep it coming back in. So if it's 5,000 a month, let's keep the if it's 1,000 a month, let's keep the 1,000 coming in while we build on top of that. Am I making sense? All right. So that's what I'm going to show you guys this right here, so you guys can understand when I talk about the step one being a product of the product. And again, this is not a normal Saturday training call. This is more an advanced training call, but I'm introducing you guys because I want you guys to know that when I give the plays, there's a reason why. If you guys understand, I want to build for the next 5 years, 10 years to get us all in the best place possible so that we got a game plan. You're gonna make money in the long while you on the journey. But my goal is to set it up to where residually you got if it's 10,000, 20,000, 40,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 60,000 a month, once it's coming in, it's sustaining for you. And that's why I want to introduce you guys to this so you guys understand. Because everything else is executive director, because now there's be more people. Each time you keep growing by the first month, second month, third month, and we keep things flowing. This is how I've been able, once I got to $50,000 a month in income with TLC, is because I was able to have most of this stuff set up, different people, different places, organization, people buying the products, things are happening. And I understood how to help people sustain business because I don't care about the hype in the quick sale. I care about making sure that if you get a house with the money that you make, you can stay in a house. If you get a car with the money that you make, you can pay for the car. If you get a bonus and get it and get it, it's all good to get it, but how can you sustain it? Am I making sense? All right. So that's what I wanted to give that to you guys to understand why all the things with residuals, all the things with the step one, why step one is important. Past the point of just saying product of the product. And then the last thing with that is knowing this. We have a 50% partnership with the company. People don't get 50% of what they're selling here. Trust me when I tell you, if they give $40 from if they make 40, if we make 40, like $20 from this, that meant 50% is paid out to us, 50% goes to the company. You with their 50%, their $20, they gotta pay out people in the binary, they gotta pay out stuff, they gotta pay office fees, they gotta pay for packaging, they gotta pay for shipping. They doing a bunch of stuff with their $20, and with your 20, you can get gas, almost a half tank of gas. They got to do a bunch of stuff with this right here with $120 off the same thing. So our partnership allows them to be able to assess how much product they need to be able to have on hand, how much they can pre-order, because they see our smart ship, so they can anticipate how much more they need to buy in bulk. And the more they can get in bulk, the more they may be able to get from discounts and things like that. So as partners, we want to make sure that they make more discounts, they can put more money back into bonuses and other things like that for us. Am I making sense? So we work knowing all these things are important as a partnership with the company. Now I'm gonna run through this other stuff pretty quickly. Now that you understand that, once we know that people be on a smart ship, we understand we got a long-term game plan for that right there. Close out the end of this year with many people at 3,000 a month, 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month, and sustaining that going into the next year. That's my goal. All right, is to help you guys in that space. So personal development is key. That's why even this call is a personal development. I'm growing you so you could think differently about the same situation. As I always say, get your people introduced to Jim Rohn, building a network marketing business. Some people told me they've been listening to it over and over again since we've been introducing it. They loving the information. They're getting excited about it again. All right, because Jim is going to prepare you for a lot of things that people may say that can become discouraging. They don't always know they're discouraging. Some people think they're trying to help you. Let me try to keep it real with you. They keeping it real with themselves. They telling you their real fears. Their fears ain't your fears. Their life is not your life. So them trying to tell you their situation on why you shouldn't do something is not your situation. So when Jim gives you stuff, he'll prepare you. Then after that, we'll do other training calls and schedule and personal development things. So this is the first thing. So fall in love with that. Fall in love with personal development and personal growth. Because our business is not just these products, our business is people. Then step two is just put together a list of people. I know some people that say, well, I don't want to do that because no, you want to do it because it's a part of planning. If you're an entrepreneur, you plan. If you're trying to do an event, you plan. That's why they call event planning. If you're going to do an event, you plan on who you're going to send to the event. You plan. I see. Can you see that better, Rebecca? I'm saying you plan on different things. You plan on stuff. If you're going to have a wedding, you write down names and numbers of people you want to invite so you don't forget people. When people launch businesses, they write down the people they want to come. If they're doing a grand opening, we got to call a newspaper. We got to call this person. They call different people who can help put their name out so they know that they have launched their business. They call different people. You make got people from the radio station come out so that everybody can know they're in business. Not just trying to hide it from the side. Well, I don't want people because people, what if? No, we ain't think about that. McDonald's having sold billions of dollars of product. If you open a McDonald's, you're not going to be caring because your friends and your family is going to be how you make six figures, seven figures. That's not, it's everybody else. You're not concerned about the few, but you will work with the few for you to learn how to do everything. You want to go through the process with people that you don't know or people that you know that may say no, they may, because you got to learn how to maneuver through all this other stuff. So your list of people will help you to be able to put together your 50 people you can retail to. Remember I said first ways you get paid, retail and recruit. 50 people to retail, 50 people to recruit. Now, again, you put the names down out of the 50 people, you're only going to have a few people who may buy the product, a few people who you're going to recruit. But you can turn the people who recruit into more people, but you still have to go through the process because asking people, going through the process, getting customers, now you can know how to get more customers. And I'm going to show you guys and teach you guys how to set up stuff on TikTok shop and things like that. For those of you on TikTok, we got ways of showing you guys how you can actually set things up on TikTok to sell products through TikTok and things like that. Not just saying put your link in the bio. I'm talking about like set up a store that you can sell products, you can sell individual products. I'm gonna teach you all that stuff, right? We got people who are already doing it. I know a lady already does it. Got people. We're going to teach you to make sure. So long term, I'm going to show you guys how to win long term. I just had to make sure everybody was going to where they was going to before I really got deep into all the stuff I want to train you guys on. All right, and get everybody ready to rock and roll. So this is going to be that. Put together your list of people. Now, keep this in mind as well. Putting together your list, making sure your people do it, Rebecca, will help you to stay on schedule for like today. After this call with you guys, I got one call, then I got another call right after that. Now, why is that important? Because if I had to work with every individual and I say come together with your list for me to help you launch, and you don't got your list together, now I gotta go sit down, go through a bunch of stuff. I gotta ask you a bunch, we gotta try to think about who we're gonna talk to. Part of the game planning session is going through some of this, like in here right here. This is your game planning session. And this right here is your contact and inviting script. How to contact and invite somebody to take a look at the business. This right here is your quick retail script. How to get your first customers and things like that. How you can use these scripts. So if you got your list, I can actually be with you and we can start making some phone calls together. We can role play and we can make a few phone calls. You can work with them to make some phone calls so they can get their first customers. You can work with them while they're there to call some of their people from their list to do a couple of calls so they can see how it goes. But if they get with you and you working and you get off work at 6 o'clock and you got a call you got to do at 7, so you can only work them between 6 o'clock. And you got 3 people to work between 6 and 7 before you start doing your launch calls. You don't got 40 minutes to spend with one person. But if you come with your list, we can talk about it. We can actually make some phone calls together at that time. For a few minutes. I can teach you some things, and then you can get on with your stuff. Then I get on to the next person, then the next person. So putting your list together helps to consolidate the time so you can run your business more effectively and efficiently. Step three is launch. Once a person knows me a product or the product, I'm going to tell them to put together their list, and now we got to make sure that we help them build their business now. By doing so, I'm going to introduce you to the other people who are in your lineage or line of sponsorship. That basically means I'm going to help you get connected to other resources of people who can help you succeed. All right. And now you have the names and phone numbers of other people that you're plugged into support. If you're brand new, you may not know what to do, but I may know what to do. So let's say if I sponsor Rebecca, or if Rebecca sponsors somebody, Rebecca may not know everything like by heart, but I do. So I can work with Rebecca's person while I'm working with Rebecca. Rebecca can see how I'm working with a person. She'll pay attention to what's going on, but her person is moving along at the same time, having results while so it's on the job training. It's not training you and then say go, because when it happens, by the time a person gets a person, they still be like, what to do? I don't know what to do. So I always say, I'm gonna teach you on the job what to do as we get somebody, so you know what you do. So welcome to the team. More importantly, welcome to the family. You guys have an amazing sponsor that you have. For the fact that they have you on this call right now, help you understand you got the right person at the right time to help you succeed. Right. Matter of fact, when you the part of what they have you doing right now is part of our system. When you go to TLC Leadership Academy training, that's TLC Leadership Academy training, you're gonna have a chance to download this packet. Now I'm telling you guys a caveat. I re-edited this morning, so I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna send this one into the group, but I'm gonna in the WhatsApp group, but I'm also gonna upload it. So don't get the one that's uploaded. Delete the old one after I give you this one, so you don't have two different copies. All right, because I'm uploading new information onto it. And what I'm gonna show you in a second, what I really edited most of the time in this one right here. I'm gonna do another video, which is this. So when you get somebody to listen to the video, they'll be able to follow on basically what's going on with this right here. Because all this is a home study course. Gives people what to do, when to do it, and how to understand it. All right. So TLC Leadership Academy training is the link tree, and it gives you all the links to things that you can actually utilize and get. All right. Write down the names and numbers of the people that you have connected with, and then of course get your calendar out. Once you get your calendar, we're going to schedule your game planning session, which is this: why you want to do the business, what's your goals, how you're going to stay focused, what are you willing to give up. And then of course you're going to actually schedule your marketing training, all right, which is where you're marketing to people to join you in business, and you're marketing to customers. So you're learning how to contact and inviting. Again, which is why I said when you get with a person the next day, now you can talk about contact and inviting. You can talk about how to get retail customers. All right. Let me go back here. I'm almost finished. So once you schedule the session, so you actually want to know the why, go set and binary, back office basics, whatever, everything else. Now you want to schedule their like home or virtual tasting talk. I say home because we do the tasting talks at the house where you invite people over. That's why I bought more products. So when I get on the road and I come to you guys, if you guys don't got no products, I can do an event for you. I'm gonna sell my product. If you ain't got your product, I'm selling my products. But I can actually set up. So I recommend you have your own product to sell your own product. If not, I'm selling my own products at your event. All right, to your customers. So you want to make sure that you act. So make sure you got your own stuff set up. So when we come do a tasting talk, you got product you can sell. All right. But when we do it, like we do on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, that's a virtual tasting talk. People get a chance to hear about the products, see about the products, they get a chance to become customers, have a chance to become representatives. It creates a sense of urgency. Now, why is this important? Well, actually, let me cover this first. Now, I said, then of course we schedule your virtual social media parties. I like to do these like 4 to 7 days after I've done the first home party. The reason why is because I want to get people. I want to. I want to get people to, because if you invite people that don't know what's happening, they'll show up. You start posting stuff first, and now you start calling people. They assume you call them because of that. So now they may not answer, or they may not respond to you the correct way. So I don't always like to. I don't always like to try to post on social media before. Even when I launched here, I didn't post yet. I called people first. So when people went to my site, they didn't see anything what I was doing. So they was like, "Yeah, I'll meet you." And then I was able to get them into the business from getting them to my private call. All right. So I'm giving that to you guys for this because I'm about to wrap it up. Everything that I taught you guys is to be done in this time frame. When you get somebody involved on Friday, schedule a game planning session with them by Saturday, Sunday the latest, 24, 48 hours. If you don't do it in that time frame, a person they'll try to get online, find a bunch of stuff, talk to people on their own. So they'll say the wrong thing. People will say no to them. Now they're gonna tell you this ain't for them because they didn't let you help them through the process. Because once I schedule your virtual taste and talk, we're gonna do a launch call for you. When we do the grand opening or the sharing your products, people are gonna buy or they're going to join. You guys got me? And when they join, what we do, we go right back to step one. Make sure they're product of the product, set this up in Smart Ship, make sure they put their list together, and then we do the welcome calls and schedule their game planning session and their virtual parties. When they do their virtual parties, what's going to happen? People are going to buy or they're going to join. And when they join, what they're going to do, go right back to step one. So I spent 30 minutes giving you guys all that stuff to tell you in 2 seconds what one, two, and three is. But I gave you the psychology of understanding all this stuff. The psychology is what's going to give you confidence and give you a plan. Write this down. When you have a goal and a deadline, people typically get busy because they have a goal and a deadline. So I'm giving you things that we can work on a goal and a deadline. So if I tell you you want to have a goal that you can start to work on, and you're going to go director by a certain time, and you're going to go director, but also you want to be able to requalify. You give yourself a deadline, so you're working towards your requalification. Because if everybody runs their smart ship on the 10th of the month, the reason why you do the same date is because the days changed. The end of the work week is on Thursday. First of the work week is on a Friday. If the end of the work week is on, let's say, is on the 9th, and people bought their smart ship on the 9th, and the 8th, and the 1st, and the 2nd, and then down the 10th comes, and that's the week you're trying to run, you may only have had 2 people who did this stuff last week, and now this week another 4 or 5, so you didn't get a chance to get your 8. But if everybody did it on the same date, the same time, for certain, keep this. I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for years. For sure, that 1 week, if when it gets to the right thing, you can make enough this 1 week right here that you can pay. You can put all that for points for next month for Smart Ship. Then it gets to the point to where you make an extra $500, extra $1,000, $2,000. It gets to the point where you can do your Smart Ship, you can buy products, and you can pay some bills from what you do on that one check that month. Everything else will be what you do week to week. But that 1 week is the cherry on top because that'll be the week that on top of every other thing doing sales, you also get residuals. Exactly right. Staying cohesive together is really important. Working with a goal, a strategy, and a plan to get it and sustain it. I want to just give that to you guys because it's really important that you guys understand there's something special at what we have going on. But I need each and every one of you guys to step up to this next level of leadership for us to grow a group together. Add new people this week. I can do some launch calls for some of you guys this week myself. I do have, I have a, I have to, I have to take my family we got a surgical situation going on the 10th. So I have to do that on the 10th. So I won't be able to do it on the 10th. I know we got the event that we have going on this weekend. All right. This weekend. So between now going into this weekend, recruit people, get them into the business, get them online, introduce them to myself so I can do some welcome calls and get some people going for you. When you get to the event, you're going to learn some things at the event. See, write this down. Events is where people make decisions. You don't go to the event just to go. At the event, something happens internally. At the event, somebody gets turned on in such a way that nothing else distracts them. You remember Peggy, Dawn, Patricia, when we went to the event in Atlanta and we left and everybody's excited. When you guys got to the hotel, Patricia already talked to people already. All you guys already talked to people already. But after the event, everybody was so much fired that they were talking to people. They were selling products at the hotels. They were recruiting people. They was getting, but Scott, this is 3. They was doing stuff they hadn't done in months. because your energy level is filled up, your belief level, it becomes undeniable. Hearing all the stories, testimonials, and being in that environment with like-minded people, it fills you up. And once it does, you get so excited that you like, man, I'm unstoppable. So this event, let it be a space, guys, that it makes you unstoppable. So we can go on to go build something amazing and something big and something dynamic for everybody. All right. I want to just share that with you guys. Again, like I said, normally we do just go through everything with the 4 steps, but I had to make sure that I did some additional training on this because I need you guys to know that we got a plan. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is this business operates in seasons. All right. This is important that you know. September, August into September is a season where a lot of people start to join. You be coming out of the summer months where a lot of people, summer almost like an aphrodisiac to people, it gives them opportunity to kind of be like forgetting their bills. They don't got to worry about nothing. They at the parks, they at the beaches, trying to forget all those bills piling up on the table. They don't get home till 9 o'clock, late night. They're not thinking about nothing else. And then by the time we get to the point where the time is going to shift again here in the US, it's going to get darker earlier. Now people are going to be at home at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They're not going to be hanging out at parties and cookouts and things like that anymore on the porches and trying to forget and trying to be walking in the park and the beaches. They're going to be at home. And when you're at home, you be looking at these 4 walls, start getting cabin fever and start trying to, the same phone calls that when you normally at the park and the beach and somebody call you be like this, anyway, girl, and you keep on talking. But when that phone ringing, you're at the house and you're like, oh, that bill collector called again. Oh, now you're at the house and it starts to do something. Now you start getting online looking for something to do. And when you call somebody, they be like, I promise you, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta do something. And it happens all the time around this time of the year. So when you see everybody joining stuff right now, that's why people made their transitions in August and September. Because this is the time when people say yes to doing something. They got to make their money back when they spent over the summer, money back from school clothes, money back from a bunch of other stuff. So now we have to know that we have to recruit people this month, this week, closing out September strong. Make your goal to get 2 brand new people this week, recruited direct to you. Make it a goal. All right. I appreciate you guys for logging on to the call, guys. I'll make sure and again, like I said, trust me when I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you foundational stuff that can take you a long way past the point of hype. Where everybody, when the hype dies, and everybody be like, "Well, how you guys sustaining?" This is why. You have a different understanding and a way of how you think about your business, understanding systems and strategies to get momentum and sustain momentum through the organization. I appreciate you guys. Hit me up, DM me personally. I got a call I got to do with one of you guys right after this. You guys know who you are. Then right after that, I got another call right after that with someone else. I'll be calling you guys right after that. We have our conversation. Then I got to go to a funeral at 2 o'clock. Then I got to run out the funeral at 2 to get into the car to do the 3 o'clock launch call or whatever. Then I'll go back to the burial right after that and stuff. So because my family member who passed, they wouldn't want me to be sitting around doing nothing. When I pass, don't sit around and do nothing. Go keep living your life. Live for me. Don't go, oh my God. No, live. All right. They want you to live. And in their name, I'm going to continue to live. All right. So I love you guys. I promise you I do because my mother taught me to. DM me, hit me up. Let's do some strategy sessions one-on-one, guys. You guys have an amazing, powerful new you. See you guys soon. Love you guys. Good day, everybody. Bye now.